Good morning, everyone. Today is March 21, 2019. The time here is 9:46 in the morning, which is Thursday. You can see the wall clock. So, Wilhelmina is an extension digital virtual office. My office is online. My office open 24 hours. You can view that on YouTube. You can view Wilhelmina on Facebook. We are now on the social media. Now, why Wilhelmina is in front of you? That is a very good question. As you know, we are now on the global communication. Internet is the superhighway on how to market products available. In Australia, we practice now buying online. We buy groceries online delivered to our doorstep. We buy properties online. We buy funeral arrangement online. We buy insurance online. We do banking online. Now, Wilhelmina is the one who introduced this after I returned from my trip. I just came back from Conakry Guinea. And I went to Ghana, I went to Conakry Guinea just to see what is going on in that country. Now, Wilhelmina worked for the seller. The seller hired Wilhelmina to market it because I know you're going to be scared with African. Don't be scared. Wilhelmina is a woman. She traveled in Africa with no security guard. Once you are invited, you are completely safe. Now, let's talk about how are you able to get this precious item for your business. Now, our full corporate offer and manifest is now in front of you. The full corporate offer means the carats, the purity, the origin, and the mode of payment is very, very important. Now, you don't need to ask anymore. Wilhelmina, send me the full corporate offer. The full corporate offer is in front of you. I will not elaborate anymore. I want you to read. I want you to digest it properly on how you are able to get this precious item for your business. What is the requirement that you are going to need when you take the gold out of the country? It is in front of you. You click below. Everything is online now. You don't need to chase around, roaming around and chasing around, talking to many middlemen. At the end of the day, middlemen come to Wilhelmina because we are the only person, we are the only sellers that show it to the world that we have the supply. Now, Wilhelmina is mothering you. Mothering you means Wilhelmina is the mother of gold. Why the mother of gold? I am mothering you, telling you that we have the supply. Now, the father of gold is the owner of the concession. The father of gold belonged to Conakry Guinea. The father of gold belonged to Bamako Mali. The father of gold and diamond belonged to Sierra Leone. How are you able to get the supply? As I've said to you a few minutes ago, that you were been roaming around and chasing around, and I know that you were being duped. I know you lost $1,000,000. Why? Because you cut corners. Because you think that you can get cheap price. This is not cheap price, my love. You are buying the world asset. Do you understand what is the meaning of world asset? You are buying money, solid money versus your paper money. If there is no solid money, your paper money has no value because you are buying the valued goods, which is the yellow color, which is gold. Gold has many uses. Either you can make into gold coins, either you make into figurines, either you make into medical uses, either you make into SIM card. There is gold in SIM card. There is gold in laptop. Either you make into figurines, either you make into jewelry, or either you refine it to make into pure gold, to remove all the chemical elements and to make it into 99.99. Is that make sense now? Well, I mean, it's explaining to you. Gold has many uses, remember? Tell me, what are you intend to buy? Just tell me, so that Wilhelmina will understand your needs. Mhm. Come on Skype, or come on WhatsApp, or come on Messenger. I will guide you on how to secure this supply. You don't need to roam around. You don't need to roam around from broker to broker. You don't need to chase around and chasing around and running around until at the end of the day you are exhausted. Meaning to say, at the end of the day you failed and then you lose $1 million. I know, because I've been talking to different buyers and brokers. They lose money. So let's talk about it. I can assure you, you will recover your losses, provided you convince Wilhelmina that you are a real buyer. Now, after you read the full corporate offer in front of you, you click below. You come on Skype conference. You send me a formal letter of intent to buy on your company letterhead, stating, "Dear Wilhelmina, I watched the video. I fully understood and I'm exhausted and I lost $1 million, Wilhelmina. Can you help me? Wilhelmina, this is my requirement. 22 carats I'm looking for. The purity is 94.95, Wilhelmina. I want to buy gold F.O.B. Fantastic, because we are not dealing with CIF. We are not dealing with letter of credit. We are not dealing with SBLC. We are not dealing with block fund. Gold is cash, my love. So this is cash transaction, bank-to-bank payment, because of money laundering and gold laundering. You got my point now? So Wilhelmina would not elaborate anymore, because I brought this full corporate offer in front of you. I brought the manifest. There is a link. You click the link. Then I want you to take time. I want you to register back on your head. I want you to feel comfortable before you make a final decision. As I've said to you, after you read the full corporate offer on YouTube and on Facebook, you convince Wilhelmina, you send me a letter of intent to buy on your company letterhead stating that you are really a buyer. So, after you read the full corporate offer, after you listen to this video, send me your business license. Show us that you have proof of fund bank statement, that you have the value of 776 to start with. Send me your passport copy. Attention to Wilhelmina, because Wilhelmina will validate you. Wilhelmina is the marketing consultant of the seller, and Wilhelmina is your facilitator at the same time. So I am helping both buyers and sellers to close the deal. You don't need any broker, because I brought this information for you in order to understand that you will no longer be duped. Don't be scared, because I just came back from Conakry, Guinea. My transaction was successful. Now we have the gold. We have tons of gold. Which one you like? You want Bamako Mali, the third largest gold producer in West Africa? Or you want Conakry, Guinea, the land of plenty? You want Sierra Leone, gold and diamond? I want you to think about it. Wilhelmina will know which seller I'm going to put you after I receive your letter of intent. Then when I receive your letter of intent, I would know which seller I'm going to put you. Either I'm going to bring you to Conakry, Guinea, or either I'm going to put you to Bamako, Mali. Then we will send you a letter of acknowledgement that we received your letter of intent from Wilhelmina. Because Wilhelmina is the seller's mandate. So I'm going to advise the head office, let us proceed the contract. Then we will send you the contract. You will know who is the seller. I will be the one to know which seller I'm going to put you after I receive your letter of intent. Now, when you send a letter of intent then asking CIF, then I will reject you. Why? We don't deal CIF. We are dealing direct to you as a cash transaction. There is no upfront here. We don't ask you upfront. Our selling price is tax inclusive. Now let's do the calculation. Today the price is 42,280. 42,280.48. We will give you 8%. So this is your profit. Your profit 3,382 on 1 kilo. You multiply that 20 kilos. This is your profit. 67,648 on 20 kilos. Remember, the profit you have is 3,382. Now, we sell to you 38,878. We will run up to 38,000. 38,000 times 20. This is you're going to pay bank to bank. Bank to bank because of money laundering. Now, how are you going to transfer the payment? It is very simple. When you travel, because you already received the letter of acknowledgement and letter of invitation that you are a special guest of the company, right? Then we will send you the contract because I gathered your name, address, telephone number, etc. So we will send you the contract. You will see the name of the seller, banking details of the seller, etc., etc. So you have to review that. Then you sign the cash contract. When you sign the cash contract, we will attach your business license. We will attach your passport on the cash contract. Then the seller will attach his passport copy and business license as well. So you and the seller understand each other because Wilhelmina is the one who mothering you to help you to secure the supply either in Conakry Guinea, Bamako Mali, or Sierra Leone. So I'm going to know which seller I'm going to put you. Right. So now going back to your payment bank to bank, you need to inform your bank manager because of money laundering. Africa is a red flag. Why it's a red flag? Most of the seller and the buyer are trying to smuggle the gold. So the government are now watching everyone. You cannot take their asset out of the country without payment. So there is no upfront here. Now you're going to tell your bank manager that you are going to buy valued goods to Africa. You are going to buy valued goods to Conakry Guinea. You are going to buy valued goods to Bamako Mali. You are going to buy valued goods in Sierra Leone. So your bank manager is aware that you are buying valued goods, meaning to say you are buying gold. Gold is precious. So your bank manager is aware. Now, your payment would be transferred to the seller's bank account. It goes to the correspondence bank. Then goes to the central bank. Then from the central bank goes to the headquarters of the seller's bank. Then the headquarters will scrutinize where the money coming from. So when the headquarters and the correspondence bank scrutinize your payment, that your money is clean, then that is the time that the payment will be transferred to the seller's branch. Does that make sense? It would take 5 working days. Now, so you went to Africa with Wilhelmina, you inspect the gold, right? You like it, you transfer the payment, is it right? That I explained to you a few seconds ago. After you see the gold, inspect the gold, you like it, then that is the time you transfer your payment. It would take 5 working days to clear your payment. Now you're gonna stay in West Africa maximum of 9 days. Why? To wait for to clear your payment 5 working days. Then when the payment would be cleared into the seller's bank account, that is the time the seller will process export documentation. It is here. The export documentation paperwork is on this video. I want you to read. So now once the paperwork will be secured, that is the time you will leave the country. You have to wait for 3 working days to process the export documentation. So in total of 9 days. Give 1 day extra in case there is a delay, because Africa is very slow to process the paper. So you have to be patient. So now, I explained to you already. Do not travel without Wilhelmina. You need Wilhelmina to supervise you. You need Wilhelmina to be your business tour guide. Now, Wilhelmina's extra service is not for free. Wilhelmina will charge you her extra service to cover her airfare, to cover her hotel accommodation, to cover her food and spending money. Now, you must remember you are paying $500,000. So therefore, you need a person that knows ins and outs. Do not travel without Wilhelmina because you know African seller, they have a bad habit. Sometimes when appointment 9 o'clock, they show up 12 o'clock. When you call them, they would not pick up the phone. So if I am there with you, I will remove the seller's bad habit. It happened when I was in Conakry recently. I scolded my seller's younger son. They are very, very slow. So you need Wilhelmina so that you would not be frustrated. I can assure you, I can guarantee you, you will get the gold. If you don't like Wilhelmina to pay her extra service, you can travel, but there is a question mark. If there is an issue, don't complain to Wilhelmina. Do not. Because I've given you the supervision by online. I've given you the warning. So why you want to lose your money? So if I am the buyer today, I will pay Wilhelmina. Okay, Wilhelmina, I want you to travel ahead of time. I am willing to pay your airfare. I am willing to pay your hotel accommodation. I am willing to pay your food and spending money. Because you are going to buy $500,000. You are looking for long term, right? Long term. So now, Wilhelmina will take you to the head office. You will meet the seller. I know my seller. If you don't need Wilhelmina to be your business tour guide, it's okay. But I'm telling you, you will be frustrated. It happened. I'll give you an example. I had a buyer from Malaysia, and I arrived the day before. Then I pick up my buyer in the airport. We stay in the same hotel. I took him to the office, and he was surprised. He's happy. He said he saw the gold. We take the gold to the Central Bank of Conakry Guinea. So the gold, once the gold brought to Central Bank, it would not leave on the Central Bank. So it stayed on the Central Bank. So the payment was transferred from bank to bank. My buyer was being questioned by his bank manager. Why he's going to transfer the money to Africa? So not knowing, he didn't tell us. So he said to me, well, Amina, my bank questioned me. I said, why? Because Africa is a red flag. So we provide the buyer all the information of the seller. So he was rushing to fly with me. So now I am sharing you so that in the future you will not encounter disaster. So we did fix the problem. So what happened if I wasn't there? You need Wilhelmina because Wilhelmina knows ins and out. You will not be scammed because we will not ask you upfront. You have to pay for the gold. The gold cannot leave the country without payment. So there is no upfront here. Do you think that if you buy something in your country, do you think if you buy groceries and then you bring the groceries to the checkout lady, do you think the checkout lady will give your grocery without payment? Do you think? Think about it. Gold exactly the same. The gold will not be handed over to you until you pay. So there is no upfront. Remove your mentality that, oh, I want to buy gold, bring to my destination. Big no-no. We don't know you. So you need to travel. You need to travel to be invited in order to get the gold what you are looking for. Does that make sense now? Now today, Dubai is a shortage of supply. China is a shortage of gold. India, shortage of gold. Hong Kong is shortage of gold. Now, I'm going to give you the articles on why Dubai is shortage of gold. Why? Very, very clear. Because that's the miner holding the supply. He is holding the gold because waiting for the gold to rise up again. So when the gold rise up, the seller will release little by little. The seller will sell, okay, this is my price. Take it or leave it, you can have it. That is the reason why Dubai is shortage of gold. I just read the articles, and I'm going to give you the articles, the link, and read it so that you will understand being the trader. Most of the buyers say, oh, Wilhelmina, come to Dubai, bring 5 kilos, 10 kilos. No, we don't. You need to come to the gold. That is the reason why Dubai is shortage of supply. There is. I've been to Dubai, my love. I went to downtown Dubai. The jewelry manager, I asked the jewelry manager, where the gold coming from? From Africa. The supply coming from Africa. So the African, do not misunderstood the African. Do not. We are rich on natural resources. Why Australian mining company is in Bamako, Mali? Why German? Why Chinese? Why Russian are there in Africa? Why? And you as a trader, you're scared. You're scared because you don't have the money. You're scared because you wanted to get the cheap price. Yeah, there's a lot of offer, cheap price, but that cheap price, he is going to tease you. But when you arrive on that particular counter, it's no longer cheap price because there is value tax and export tax. They will not tell you, here is my price, 25,000. When you arrive in Kenya, it's no longer $25,000. It happened to one Hong Kong buyer. He lost $1 million. It happened to American buyer. He went to Kenya. He lost 90,000. One Asian lady. He went to Kenya. He lost money. She's stranded. There's so many stranded. And another buyer from Europe, from Brazil. I met him in Conakry, Guinea. He's also stranded. He come to me with dinner. I questioned him. I interviewed him. He was offered cheap price. When he arrived in Conakry, Guinea, the seller is not a seller. He is a broker. So now he couldn't even get the gold. I even invited this Brazilian for dinner. Can you imagine that? So I told this Brazilian, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to help you because our policy, we will only entertain when the buyer is invited. Because once you are invited, you are official, valued customer. If you are not invited, you are not official valued customer. You have been window shopping already on the ground. That is why you have been stranded. My seller would not touch you, and even Wilhelmina would not touch you. Wouldn't. So now, Mr. Buyer, I think I already explained to you. I will recap so that you will fully understand. Gold has many uses. Gold is not for credit. Gold is cash business. Our selling price is LMA. Less discount. Tax inclusive. You don't need to pay taxes except you pay the insurance. You need to insure when the gold ship air cargo. You need to insure that. So we will talk how much is the value of the insurance, how much the premium of the insurance. We will talk about it. When you travel with Wilhelmina, when you come to the office, instead of getting 8%, I will discuss with my seller to give you, to make it 10%. Why? You took Wilhelmina. So I'm going to tell my seller, okay, this buyer, he fly and he bring Wilhelmina, and this buyer paid Wilhelmina's expenses. Instead of 8%, we will give you 10%. I will ask my seller to give you 8%. My seller would not give you 10% unless Wilhelmina will say, okay, let's give the buyer 10% because the buyer paid Wilhelmina's extra service. So at the end of the day, you are a winner. So which one you like? Do you want me to recover your losses? I will assure you, I can guarantee you, you will get the gold and you will recover your losses, provided you need to follow Wilhelmina's advice. Wilhelmina will not accept money from you except you pay Wilhelmina's trip. That's all. I will not ask you money to send money to me. However, I will accept only the money you have to send it to me on my bank account so that I will buy my airfare, I will book my own hotel, I will receive the money for my expenses. That's all I need to receive. But on payment, I will not. Your expenses that you are going to pay Wilhelmina's trip, it would be deducted. Instead of deduction, we will give you 10%. Remember, our selling price is 8%, right? So we give you 10%, right? You get 2%. So you are a winner, 2% extra. So which one you like? So think about it. If you don't want to pay Wilhelmina's expenses, 8%, you travel yourself. Okay, I will monitor your movement, but if there is an issue, don't come back to Wilhelmina. I will arrange your travel visa. I will monitor your movement. The driver will pick you up in the airport, and I will monitor the office whether you arrive or not. But it's better you bring Wilhelmina with you. Wilhelmina will arrive the day before you arrive. So you will see Wilhelmina in the airport, and we will stay together in the same hotel. So then Wilhelmina can monitor you, and then Wilhelmina can entertain you. There was a couple from New York, husband and wife. They stayed in Nome Hotel. So when I was in Conakry, Guinea, I have a live video. So they were following me when they were in New York. So when they saw me that I'm in Conakry, Guinea live, because every day I have to answer the questions of the buyer that I'm here in Conakry, Guinea, the wife sent me an urgent message on Facebook and Skype. So, Wilhelmina, we are here in Conakry, Guinea. We're staying on Nome Hotel. I said, oh, I just been to Nome Hotel last night. We have a good dinner with the client, with my buyer, 2 buyers that I have. And said, really? Yeah. Okay. My hotel and Nome Hotel is only 5 minutes drive by taxi. So I didn't ask my driver, because Africans, they get jealous. They don't want me to talk to anyone. So the Africans are also jealous people. They want to protect me. I said, no, don't protect me. I'm a big girl. I want to talk to anyone. It doesn't matter. When they're going to say be careful, I don't like the word be careful. I told my driver, do not say me be careful. I'm a big woman. I don't need to be careful. Conakry, Guinea is a very friendly country. Even in Bamako, Mali, they are very friendly people. So I went to Nome Hotel, husband and wife. They're American, but they are American. They're just starting to do business. I think they have an investors as well. So they asked my opinion, because they are just new. They learn from me. You know, Wilhelmina, we've been following you for years. We learn from you. And thank God that you are here. So they were being scared. I said, no, you don't need to be scared here. People are friendly. Just go out. Take a taxi. Taxi is good. They will not harm you. So they feel comfortable, because they were being told, be careful. And I told him, no, remove that be careful. Tell them, no. You can go sightseeing. So they feel comfortable. So we have a cup of coffee. Right? You know, fellow foreigners, you drink, I drink, you pay, I pay. So African would not. So when you are with the African, you have to pay the food of your companion. So I leave 20,000 francs. And just only for coffee. And I leave my payment, because he stayed in the 5-star hotel. Every move is money. There is no free in this world, my love. So after I drink my coffee, I put 20,000 francs, local money, in Conakry, Guinea. And this couple said, no, Wilhelmina, don't. I said, no, you're American. When you dine in America, you give tips, right? In Australia, when we dine, you pay, I pay. So let's be reasonable. So I leave 20,000 francs. In spite of that, the husband and wife received it. In return, they give me a gesture of goodwill, a souvenir. Okay, I did accept it. You know what the couple was saying? Wilhelmina, you are really very, very thorough and you are very honest and you are really helping us. And I told him, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid in Conakry, Guinea. They are friendly people. No one will harm you. There's so many foreigners here. So they feel comfortable. That is the reason why, Mr. Baya, you don't need to be scared. If you're scared, you're a coward. You're a man, why are you going to be scared for? I'm a woman. I travel by myself. I wasn't scared. You're only scared if you are mafia. You are only scared when you're a thief. You're going to be scared if you are crooks. Because you're going to be in jail if you're crooks. Yeah, they will send you to jail. Yeah. So be straightforward with this lady in front of you. That is why I'm going to take you there. Tell me, how much money you have in the bank? Do you think you have $500,000? Do you think you have $1,000,000? Show me the proof of fund only. And we have to show you the proof of product when you come to the office. That is proof of product. So I think I've already explained to you, Mr. Baya. So now, after you listen to this video, click below. Everything is now online. Full corporate offer is in front of you. I want you to read properly. There is an article about Dubai. Dubai today short supply of gold. Hong Kong short supply of gold. The world is panicking right now because there is a prediction that the gold will turn to 55,000 per kilo. Secure now while you can still afford. Wilhelmina is here to mothering you. I am the mother of gold according to my boss in Conakry, Guinea, and according to my boss from Bamako, Mali, that Mrs. Ford is the mother of gold. Why? I am mothering you. And the father of gold is the owner of the concession who produced gold. The father of gold belonged to Conakry, Guinea. The father of gold belonged to Bamako, Mali, the third largest gold producer in West Africa. The father of gold belonged to Conakry, Guinea, the main source of bauxite, the main source of gold, main source of the rough diamond, main source of emeralds. Why Chinese are there? The hotel that I stay owned by Chinese. They are not scared. They go to the mines. They mine bauxite. Chinese are everywhere there in Conakry, Guinea. Chinese are everywhere in Bamako, Mali. Chinese are everywhere in Ghana. Chinese are everywhere in Sierra Leone. Chinese are everywhere in Botswana. Chinese are everywhere in Congo. Why they're there? Meaning to say, supply and demand determine the price. But those people are everywhere on the ground. They wouldn't be able to get the gold either. Why? The real seller would not sell his gold very cheap. The real seller will sell his gold based on the world market demand. The seller who produce gold are in control of supply, Mr. Buyer. I hope you understand what my explanation. I will wait for you on Skype. I will wait for your letter of intent. I will wait for you on WhatsApp. When you come on Skype and WhatsApp, meaning to say you are ready to do the transaction. Because I already explained to you, I will not send you any full corporate offer. The full corporate offer is in front of you. Just read it and follow through. Then I will wait for your letter of intent to buy on your company letterhead, meaning to say you are serious. But if you are blah, 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 meaning to say you are not serious. You are just floating around, chasing and chasing and chasing and running around until you're exhausted. I know you've been talking to many brokers. Broker come to me because I'm the only person who explain thoroughly like this so that you will not be duped again. Because you were being duped before. You lost $1,000,000. You've been dealing with so many joker broker. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good morning.